I can't afford a barber shop. Hip hop, barber shop, hip hop, barber shop, hip hop, barber shop, hip hop, barber shop, hip hop.
You now in tune with the underground. Look out, you now in tune with the underground. Look out, you now in tune with the
Barber shop.
What's up with it? This is Casual from the High Road Crew. You watching Barber Shop Hip Hop. Check us out.
How's everybody doing out there? This is Slim the Barber with Barber Shop Hip Hop. We got a great show lined up for you tonight. Dilated People's interview that's going to be interspersed through some videos throughout the whole show. So we hope you enjoy it.
This is Jay for Barbershop Hip Hop. I'm sitting here with Iris Science and DJ Babu from Dilated Peoples. How y'all feeling, man?
It's good. As you can see, it's been a while since I've been up in the barbershop, so it's good to be kicking it with y'all, man. What's happening?
Chilling, man. You guys just finished the show here at the House of Blues. How did that go tonight?
It's ridiculous, man. I love performing in Chicago in general, but especially at the House of Blues. You know, the spot is nice, the people are cool, the crowd is always live, the food is good.
Food is good, the women, huh?
Yeah, I don't know about the women, Babs.
Neither do I. But
no comment.
This is probably the livest show on tour so far.
Tight,
from
man.
every aspect. You know, we had a good night, and the crowd was giving it right back. So yeah, it was lovely.
So what's next for you guys? Where you guys heading next?
Next show is Denver. We're on a Public Enemy Black Alicious tour right now.
Okay.
So you know, this thing has been moving. We started on the East Coast. We're working our way back home right now. So Denver's next, then New Mexico. You know what I mean? It's just going all the way back to Cali.
That's tight.
You know, but beyond that, we're working on the new record. We got actually a remix of Live on Stage out with Talib Kweli on it.
Oh, for real?
But other than that, we're working on the new record right now and working the old record and just making moves.
I was just gonna ask you. You guys performed with Talib Kweli. What was it, a couple years back? Maybe at Double Door, Chicago.
Right.
How does it feel to do something like that? And then now you just, I mean, the House of Blues, especially in Chicago, it's kind of like the bigger venue. You know, especially PE, Public Enemy. So you guys are, is it a step up, you think, or?
Yeah, I mean, I love it. You know, this is like one of my favorite spots on the planet to perform, this actual venue, House of Blues Chicago. So to perform at the Double Door was live. Everybody that came down to all the shows that we've been to, it's been a part of the process. But, you know, this right here is like a very comfortable place. It feels like home. You know, we got the little underground passages and the secret car keys and all kind of shit to get us around. So it's
like
amazing
here, huh?
Definitely, but it's fun, man. It's fun.
Tight. Taking it back a little bit, you guys, how'd you guys connect? You know, Evidence and Babu, how'd you guys all hook up?
I hooked up with Ev like probably 92. Maybe 91, I actually met him at a graffiti yard. We were both, my crew was doing our thing and finishing. His crew was starting his thing, and you know, we took it from there. But we actually hooked up to work maybe like 92. We were freestyling together at this spot called the Hip Hop Shop. I used to work at and had open mics and open turntables, and he would come down. And we originally hooked up to do a song, and that kind of turned into a group. And you know, probably a couple years later, 96 actually, I met Bab. What did I meet you, 95? Something like that, 96, somewhere around there. I was already a fan of his. He had this tape out called Comprehension, and I already knew he was one of the illest cats in the game. I'm Rocksteady crew, and you know, a lot of the members of the Beat Junkies are also Rocksteady crew.
Right.
So, you know, his name was circulating, and I wanted nothing but the best. I felt like we were doing everything we could do to ring out a microphone, and we wanted somebody to do the same on the tables. And this cat, nobody could do it better than him as far as I'm concerned. So that plus the personalities all meshed, and he was able to build a bridge, so I didn't have to strangle Ev or nothing, and everything has been cool since then.
So you guys blend.
Yep.
It's cool. Babu.
Rock summed it up. Rock pretty much summed it up there.
Hip hop.
now we do it on Diversity and Claw. Stony Island to the Dan Ryan. Upper cities be lying, claiming that they flying. When they fly in, we be waiting at O'Hara. Smudge they mascara like Scarlett O'Hara. We born with the wind.
Where you sitting? Brothers ain't pleasant, and people ain't friendly to anybody. Flip my profiles, knuckles making these buckle like Ollie. Molly, I'm back in the shop. We made moves like a darling, I'm back in the eye. I'm already in discovery, I play the undercover. I'm on the undercover, we smashing and smother, crashing in the fan, dashing over others, smacking ass like dancing to death. We been butter, one battle to 10 brothers. You just the duck, that's why we won't duck ya. I just battled the others like a bug ya. You come with respect, you get respect right back. But come with that tech, they get the tech right back. It's like I'm never every super. You want to scrimmage? The scrimmage will be dead and damage to your upper epidermis. Foreigners ain't new. These land of money earners. My man and his crew, we a band of honey earners. You know the town, like the one SS. Brothers talk a lot of mess, but I ain't impressed. They get a bitch press in my spare time. When we bring stress with despair rhyme. See, all natural in the capital D. We on the real capital right there within DC. Cause it's ill-advised and highly realized. Gonna try to get ill in Chicago, Illinois. Chill to be still before it gets volatile. You can't deal with the go-ill. It's ill-advised, highly realized. Gonna try to get ill. Chicago, Illinois. Chill to be still before it gets volatile. You can't deal with the go-ill. Chicago, I'm one of the real. My flow kill, annihilate the run of the mill. I be violating rappers who be coming and grill. And I try to wait until they spit some I feel. But you can get your whole damn entire arm by the ball. Be a Gangstarr, more beef than Hillshire. I rock spots, one of the undisputed top notch. I was there when Liquid Kitty used to build pop shots. I was ripping niggas when the album was the hot shot. I was at Alexa when a couple niggas got shot. In my town, the white boys get drunk off one beer. Come near the road, catch a vision, it'll be unclear. I'm deaf like a nigga that can only use one ear. When point blank, don't come here and be acting like you from here. I rap where I come from in case that is unclear. You can have fun here, or you can get done here. If you're cool, you can kick it in my town and stay comfortable. If not, my folks are definitely with you. It's up to you like black sheep. Your choice is yours. You're smacked in your face trying to act. Two of the sickest, J.U. and capital T. We know to kick this, dope is what we happen to be. So let's get it real straight and feel real great to lay my shine down for the ill state. Cause it's advised and highly illogical. Trying to get ill in Chicago, Illinois. So chill and be still before it gets volatile. You can't deal with the cold air. Ill-advised and highly illogical. That's right, y'all. Before it gets volatile. Cause you can't deal with the cold air.
Well, let me ask you this then, Babu. I know that Dilated is, I mean, the core of what you guys are about is all elements of hip hop. You know, I noticed the DJs, it's not a backbone. Of course, I seen the movie Scratch, but you know that it's a very important element to what you guys do up there on stage. You want to speak a little bit about that and why is that?
Well, I just think it's a thing of me, Evan Rock, all kind of being hit by the same era of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
the era that we grew up in the groups that we were fans of and emulated. Like we just didn't know any other way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it was just, you know, MCs with microphones and a DJ with turntables, and that's how it was. You get up on stage, and then from the stage you try to replicate what you do on stage and put it on wax, and you try to build. You know, and we're a grassroots group, and it's nothing we planned. It just made sense. I think when Rock and Ev sought after me, they were looking for a DJ like me, and I was looking for MCs like them. So, but I don't think it's anything that I think we just started being able to put that into words maybe over the last couple of years, why the chemistry works, and you know why we're able to keep going.
Yeah, because I mean you guys are incorporating everything, graph, you know, DJing, b-boying, you know, all that, and that's good, man. I mean that's love.
you know, at the same time, you know, we never wanted to use any of that as a crutch or a gimmick or anything, you know what I mean? But those are real, you know, Evan Rock are real graffiti writers. That's really part of their growing up, you know what I mean?
No doubt.
And, you know, all of us being influenced by all the elements is something that we've all been around and has just influenced us, you know, more than we even know, you know, so.
What's it like working with, I mean, big acts like Guru, The Licks, Be Real? I mean, you know, big names, obviously, that maybe we're doing it before you guys, but I mean, you guys are still doing your thing, of course. But I mean, is it you guys ever get starstruck with that, or?
I don't know if it's really starstruck. You know, I mean, you get over that pretty quick because it's sink or swim. You step in a booth with somebody, and either you're gonna do your thing or you're gonna get outshined. And this, you know, hip hop is a lot of hip hop is about competition, even if it's friendly competition. Yeah, you know, Babu is trying to cut whoever touches turntables, even if that's his best friend. I'm trying to blow out anybody on a microphone, even if it's Evidence or Be Real or Guru, whoever's on a mic next to me. I'm trying to blow them out as much as I'm trying to connect with the crowd, you know. And that's a part of the hip hop culture is competition. So
it's all love afterwards.
It's all love, but it's nothing. It's no type of jealousy or anything. I mean, we appreciate the fact that these people who have already done what we're trying to do are willing to pull us up, you know, and pull us out the water and say, you know, here's a shore right here. So, you know, really, it's a twofold thing. You know, one is you get the experience of you know, working with people that have already done things that you've been trying to do, so that's going to make you grow as an artist and as a person. And two, it is great to be able to, you know, play alongside or rap alongside or cut with or produce with or be in the studio with people you grew up listening to. So I mean, it works both ways, but either way it's positive and it's a blessing.
It's nice.
I think in the first time in a long time, being on tour with PE, I speaking for myself, I was a little starstruck, like getting to meet Chuck for the first time and stuff. But like Rock says, like, you know, like we're putting our heads down so hard, like there's like not even enough time to really dwell on it. I think like after we meet somebody, I think after it's done and maybe a couple hours later it'll hit you, you know what I mean? Oh man, I just met Scarface, or I just met, you know what I'm saying, Chuck D or Primo, whoever it is, you know. Because a lot of the times we're running into these people in a work situation, and you know, like Rock is saying, there's no time to be geeked, you know what I mean? Like, time is money, money is time, you know, and a lot of these people, like, you know, it's a work situation, so you got to leave that at the door and just compose yourself, you know, and be professional, you know.
Professional about it.
Yeah.
Well, with that said, I've been trying to tour a Public Enemy for half my life, so I'm very happy to be here. Let me say that. It's been very lovely.
We excel y'all, Negro.
Some people watch life go by. Others make it happen.
And this goes out to all my MCs, to all my DJs, to all my MCs. It's the most confident, mastering ceremony, murdering content, monotonous conduct, manhandling competitors, molesting conjugation, mind concentration, mental conversation, mental configuration, metaphor cultivation, movement to contour, measure the contour, massive connoisseur, melody chameleon, motivate children, minority convincer, MP3 contenders, megalopolis captains, memorizing creativity, mathematically calligraphy, we Marshall Cardinal, you marginal, comical, making cash, motherfuckers crush, I'm asking class, can musical catalyst, major classics, mega crisp, microphone colossus, making microchips.
Within the true circle.
And this goes out to all the MCs getting peace.
Hello.
To all the DJs with deep crates getting paid, rocking clubs every day. And this goes out to all the MCs getting peace, stacking cheese, touring overseas. And this goes out to all the DJs with deep crates getting paid, rocking clubs every day. They be digging Jurassic, delicate jewels, disciples justified dissing jaundice, dank jokers, dirty jealous DJ jackals, dad jokes, die John Doe from the botch jingles, deliver jagged from the vice Jehovah, data jouster, deluxe juxtaposing, delays, javelin, deadly, juggles, dish justice, dimes juke daily, jumpstart dances, Jesus, demigod janitors, dictaphone jockeys, Duracell jurors, dedicate jams with discotheque joysticks for delicious joints flipped. Yo, Rob, come on, rip this shit. the DJs with deep crates getting paid, rocking clubs every day. The joints moving crazy, the jam's maximum capacity. DJs juggling, MC ciphering, dames jiggling, mingling, counterparts, different genre moves cool. Demonstration jumps off, makes them come on. Don't just merely congregate, don't just march, communicate, damn it. Jealous march cause disruptions. Jaded minstrels cussing, still in jeopardy, motion in casualty, do jets. Music calms down, Joe, mellowing carnivores, them jokers mesmerize the crowd, delivering just masterful clarity. Clarity, 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 clarity. Come on, people. Now clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. What's that? The big still,
The Scratch DVD recently released. You guys played, well, especially you played a big part in it. How did that come about? I mean,
well, Doug and Brad, the makers, they were, you know what I mean, they were just out and about doing their thing, and to be honest with you, it was as simple as that. It was a weekend that we were at this big turntable like convention called ScratchCon, and you know that's where they had hit up, you know, did my interview for the movie, and then along that they also arranged to see us in LA, and they got clearance to videotape me, Evan Rock, performing and showing how I'm integrated into the set and stuff, and you know, I think Scratch is a great thing. It's a great documentary spreading the word about turntables and DJing. You know, I wish it could have been 4 hours, so everybody, maybe 10 hours, so everybody that really ever influenced the art could have really been part of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hopefully there's a part 2 to cover that. And
yeah, that was a nice film. Well laid out.
I mean, I was really flattered to be even mentioned with a lot of these great DJs, a lot of guys that I look up to, and you know, and almost at the same time, it almost felt weird because I wish there was a lot of other guys in there before me, in a sense. You know what I mean? Who should have been in there. But it's a great documentary, and you know, I think it's just another thing, just showing how big this thing, that the record player or turntables become. So it's an instrument of the future, you know.
Also, you know, one thing about Scratch that I thought was really, really live was that they didn't just leave it as a DVD or as a film. You know, they took it to the stage, they took it to the people, and they were able to show and prove. It's like they put on the tour, they put on the shows, they took it all over the country, and they're taking it all over the world to show that turntablism, hip-hop music, which comes out of DJ culture, is a live, viable, marketable tool. Also, you know, we could get out here and tour and put Jazzy J and Grand Wizard Theodore on stage with DJ Craze and you know, whoever else, Q-Bird, you know, Bad Boo, whoever, and have it work, have the houses be packed, have the people be lined up like it's anybody else, and get away from that whole thing of hip hop culture being all about the rapper. I'm a rapper, and I'll tell you this: rappers' egos are out of control, man. Hip hop is about the DJ. That's the backbone of hip hop culture. Without the DJ, there is no hip hop. Period. So without the DJ, there would have been no reason to have a party, to have an MC, which is just the master of the ceremony. So I appreciate that from Scratch too, for just taking it around and letting people know live and direct what it's all about.
Which leads me to my next question. You guys, obviously underground, independent, hip hop, whatever you want to call it, but how do you guys feel about all these cats out now with the chains and the, you know, jerseys, whatever? I mean, we don't got to mention names, but I mean, how do you guys receive that? How do you guys feel about that? Is that an insult to what you're doing, or?
Nah, I mean, I grew up with Slick Rick, Run DMC. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, it's not really an insult. As long as their kids are eating and their rent is paid, I don't care what they spend their money on. That's them. You know what I mean? Like, if they want to buy a bunch of platinum crosses and do all that kind of stuff, whatever. You know, as long as your kids aren't going without, if you got the millions to do it, that's on you. Me personally, I would be about something differently if my millions were right like that. But that's just my opinion. That's how I was raised, and that's my direction. So, you know, what the next man does with his money, I can't. You know, it's nothing new. There's been jewelry around, and as much as there's been everything that is right now has always been. It's just a matter of where the focus is, where the spotlight is shining, where the camera's at. So Slick Rick already wore more jewelry than all these cats put together 15 years ago. I can't be mad. Now if they're not, if somebody that owes me some money is walking around with a platinum chain on, then I'm insulted. You know what I mean? But if I'm paid and they're paid, whatever they spend their money on is them.
Man, what's next for Dilated? Where do you guys go from here?
Back into the studio, man. This tour, I'm not looking past this tour. Every night is hard work. You know, we got to go on after Black Alicious and before Public Enemy, so it's a crazy place to be. You know what I mean? These cats are on both sides of us. Are, you know, on one side you have our peers, people that are pushing the limits and, you know, of our generation, and on the other side you have legends, living legends, cats out there performing 2 and 3 times the set that we perform without breaking, barely breaking the same sweat. So it's a hard place to be. But after this tour, we're back in the lab, back in the studio working on the new records. Babu got the Duck Season record out right now.
Yeah, that's a nice joint, by the way, man.
Which is a great piece. If you don't got it, pick it up right now. Pick it up. And beyond that, man, just more of the same, more beats, more rhymes, more cuts. The same thing.
Hot. You guys are involved with OK Player, which I'm a big Roots fan. How was it like to work with them guys, man?
The Roots?
Yeah.
It's been a blast.
Yeah.
Those are really good guys, man.
Very talented, huh?
Very talented, very talented, very cool people.
Right.
Supportive. They came out, Quest and Tyreek have both been on the projects. And not only that, but when they're in town, we're popping in. When we go someplace, I might see Quest in Seattle spinning at a club or wherever. It's all love. The whole OK Player family is love. It's been a real positive thing to be involved with them, to tour with the Roots, and to just be a part of that. And they're really doing things. The phrenology and things that they're doing for the future.
Sure.
Amazing stuff, man. Amazing stuff.
Well, I just want to thank you guys for taking time to sit down with me and do a little interview. I appreciate it. I know you guys are mad busy, so.
It's all good.
It's all good, man. All right, this is Jay for Barbershop Hip Hop. I want to thank you guys again. Dilated Peoples, DJ Baboon, Higher Science. We'll check you later.
Peace, Chicago.
Check the sound, mental giants, dropping signs, AK, my man Parker Lee, respect Jamal P, representing 94, and Whack Crew's gotta find the door, cause we about to get in some old school flavors tonight with my man Parker on the Mad Loops and Cuts for your musical pleasures. So I'm about to flip some scripts, so yo, flip that other beat. Follow the master, come into my crystal palace while I'm dropping shit. Copper sit and hit the holy chalice. Now let's meditate and levitate to a higher plane. On a brainstorm down the eye of a hurricane. Everything is spinning, objects to obscure. Beginning to see a vision, your mind is unsure. It's overwhelming how I hit you with mad skills. I drop MCs, then mop them up like bad spills. That's what you get for trying to take the shortcut and got cut short. You wouldn't get caught, you thought, but you're still trying to find an image. So MCs get crushed soon as they cross the line of scrimmage. Cause if your shit ain't real, ain't no getting by. Smoke all the blunts you want, but you still ain't getting high, so kill it. You sound like rubber and skillet. If you had half my juice, you'd be so happy you spill it. When will it end? Because you're creeping again. You're just a Budapest. That means you never wanna spin. And when you get the blunt, you try to play the finest keepers. You're smoking up all my herbs and all my reefer cheaper. Cheebah, creeper, Cheebah, creeper, Cheebah, creeper, Cheebah, creeper.
All right, we'd like to thank June from Model Barbershop for letting us use the shop to film the show. Mix Massacre for hooking the beat up with DJ Mike doing the scratches. We'd also like to thank Dilated Peoples for letting us do the interview. Special thanks to House of Blues in Chicago, the Metro, and Subterranean. Peace.